My understanding
pile
of
of
lime,
bodies. Would they have thrown it in with the bodies?
yes, because it decomposes the body.
Right, there. It's just beyond that little dark patch that reaches out, and there's a little dark line in the barley wheat. Can you see?
Yeah.
And it's like just before that.
Round
If I could walk
that way.
Oh, right, okay. We've got, from the parliamentarians, we've got some clever strategy in this battle. And the royalists, I won't say some cockiness, but this character is making me feel like he was duped. It makes me feel like he didn't actually have the intelligence to know which side he was fighting for and what the outcome was going to be for him. But what it makes me feel is that he was conned because they weren't told it was going to be like this. It weren't going to be like this. It was just like going out on a hunt, you know.
You have the name, is there a name from the photo? That'd be, if we could get a name, that'd be brilliant.
Now, I've said to Dean before, when I get names it sometimes means a reference to something, because it's sometimes, you know, the meaning of the name is important. But I actually want to say Michael, right? And Michael to me would be God warrior, so I actually want to say, or God's warrior. So what I would actually say is this gentleman also had a connection to the clergy. I want him having connections to the religion of the time as well.
You see, monks used to come out, monks were
Right. And going to be a monk was something that the classes sent their young men to do, to become priests. It was a middle upper class job, wasn't it? Okay. He was shafted. No, sorry. He was duped. He was conned. It wasn't going to be like this. And I feel incredibly guilty that I've led people to their slaughter. So they wouldn't have been involved in the other battle either. They would have been brought in as whichever side is on it, as the troops moving. But I really feel strongly. I feel this guilt that I led them to their death. But I feel so angry that I was conned. I was conned into joining this, as if it was going to be some sort of picnic.
The royalists had had such good fortune in York and drove the parliamentarians back that they expected to come here and absolutely win, and they were coming down to the north to take back the country for the royals. This is the turning point. This battle then killed it off, like you said, but they dispersed back to the north, back to Scotland. They give up. They didn't try and get any further south. They went back north. That was it. They give the game up.
Yeah.
And that's where the parliamentarians won. So it absolutely was the defining battle.
So it broke the royalist spirit.
Absolutely.
It broke their motivation, and their commitment.
They absolutely scattered from this battle.
It's just said we didn't scatter. So it's almost like these guys were sent in as like first.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say that. The royalist spirit was broken from this battle.
But what it feels like, is that these guys were put forwards as the cannon fodder to start with, and then the big wigs were all stood, you know. Alright, it's just said not understanding. There must be records of then whole villages moving on, or, you know, communities moving on, because there were no men, there were no sons, there were no fathers, and we've got village. It's just the consequences.
If 3,500 died at the time for the royalist losses, when you're talking of a population of what? I think it's around about 2 million.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a hell of a lot of men, and it would have been men who have gone to slaughter. So yeah.
consequences. It's not the political. It's the family consequences. Yeah, he had no children. He had no children. He had no. Right. His dad was one of the big wigs.
Right.
Yeah. His.
Unfortunately, she chose the wrong side.
The connection with the clergy. This. I'm going to say a young man because I only want him about 30, if that. And I've gone because I want to escape. It feels like the petty politics, the infighting. So within the Royalists, there was a lot of infighting. Trying to get one over one another, and get on top of, and vying for attention and glory. And what he makes me feel is he went to the clergy as a career for him, as a vocation, to get out of that as a wolfhound, because I know how big they are. But it's not as greyhoundy as a lurcher. But I don't understand why they'd have hunting dogs. This was for show. They all came here for show. The Royalists came here for show. It is like they've come out. They've brought the dogs. They've brought the horses. They've brought the finery. And it's for show. That's what it feels like. That they've come out. They're like they've come out for a picnic.
They've done York and the war.
But I don't understand why they've all got the dogs, because there'd be no part for the dogs to play. But they don't feel like rabbiting dogs, as if the people that are sorting out the food have got them for rabbiting and what have you. It feels like. It does feel like they've come out for a day's hunting.
We're also stood in fields and would have been.
So I might have some crossover as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, there's too many. There's too many. There's too many of these dogs. It's like they're different people's dogs. They're not a pack. They're not like like we'd have for fox hunting. We'd have a pack of beagles. Yeah. They're not dogs. They don't feel like dogs that had lived together in a pack or in a kennels, whatever.
I'm on the sceptical side. I'm a bit sensitive, but I'm on the sceptical side. I literally felt then, as we were stood, that somebody were trying to pull my arm off.
Making me feel really, really uncomfortable, pained. The pain in one look, I thought first of all it was like a heart thing, right? But actually I'm going to say it feels like a punctured lung, like there's no air going in my lung, there's no air going out, and it's because it is just very isolated, located. If it were my heart, I'd be expecting him to give me the feeling of coming down my arm, up my neck, but it isn't, it's just located here. Oh, thank you. No, right. I've got blood coming up in my throat. So it's coming up in my throat and it's filling the other side. As I'm trying to breathe on the other side, I can feel it. I'm drawing the blood in the other side.
Yeah,
it's just like blood.
Yeah.
But I feel he tried keeping going, and actually he's gone. He's gone on for a little while, staggering, persevering, and then he's dropped.
So two things with that one, a musket shot or a cannon shot, obviously, if it's hit him in the back, quite easily will puncture a lung.
Right.
Your adrenaline is going to
keep you going
to a point where, as your body just said,
I've got no oxygen left. Yeah. Okay.
But a punctured lung also draws bubbles up with blood through your throat.
Thanks. Right, okay. Here's another one. He says it shouldn't have been like this. The turn of events, it shouldn't have been like this. I actually feel that this guy, he
he was here because he wanted to be here. He was here because of he believed in the politics he believed in, and he was here for his right, his birthright. Oh, thank you. His birthright. He was here to maintain his birthright. So he was not a parliamentarian. He was a royalist. I know they had metal armour. Were they still using leathery armour?
Well, yeah, because you had kind of your metal breastplate, but that's all it were. It was just the front,
at the front,
plate.
right? Because I felt that I'd got leather round me, like real thick leather.
The clothing would have been leather.
Right.
You'd
Okay.
have like gherkins. Is it not gherkin? What's it called?
Yeah, jerkins.
Jerkins.
It's spelt same.
Right.
Yeah. He's better dressed than the young man with the brother, and he's different dressed to the man with the connection to the clergy who brought the others with him. I feel much better dressed. I feel much better covered up against the elements.
Right.
Okay.
So again, if we're talking somebody with armour, we're talking somebody either well established in the army,
Yeah.
or the hierarchy.
Yeah. This feels like a career soldier.
Yeah.
Feels like a career soldier who's done really well for himself, and made some friends in high places.
Yeah.
This feels like. What else do I know? This is what my career was.
Yeah.
This is my life. This is my work.
So
What else do I know?
His resting place is going to be a battlefield as a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel that I've got a spouse. I don't feel that I've got a family. I don't feel I've got an attachment anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, they say the army's your family.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place where his final resting place is.
And when you listen to that, and when you
Absolutely, yeah. Bit of a lark. There's a lovely fields of crops. What more could he would he want? Okay, bless you, sweetheart. I just feel I've got. It feels like a country show.
Yeah.
Our modern equivalent of a country show where people take the dogs, take the guns, take the birds, and they show, and you know, they're showing off to one another.
So we've got the battle at 1644, so you've got 372 years in between, where this is, I mean, you'll have pheasants,
And
you
may
would have had deer.
And you may have the years before, because if this was a grange belonging to Fountains Abbey, they would have had people. Would it ended up like not like a coach in him, but would people have stopped overnight, like the hospitaliers?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So they'd come for a hunt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, get in! I'm learning so much, Ross.